Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And here we are in another day, another time, another zone, another whatever, just another. Anyway, had a couple of questions about the tote koozie, and I want to get those addressed right away before I go any further. So let's switch over here to the tote koozie. All right, I notice I got a little drip down there at that valve, so I'm going to have to probably change the washer on that one and get that taken care of tomorrow. I just shut off the main valve there, and that blocks the water from being able to come through. One question was about that pump, that little inline pump down there. Okay, so I was asked about that, and where did I get the pump and that. Check in my description of this video. I'll leave a link to where you can buy those little inline pumps. It's been about 3 or 4 years ago. I bought I think I bought 3 or 4 of them because I was going to use those to recirc hot water for a preheater for my water heater, until I found out that I don't need it. I don't need a preheater for my water heater. The only time my water heater is ever used is in the winter time, and it's a propane instant hot tankless water heater. So when I turn on the hot water, the water heater kicks on, heats the hot water, and within 5 or 6 seconds there's hot water coming out of the faucet. And I did locate my, I hear something. Oh my gosh, look at this. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I can see it, but I can't. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. A plane with a drone. They fly over all the time. And my understanding is that they do aerial photographing for Apple Maps. So let me zoom back out here before I cross your eyes. Anyway, so that's a hot water pump. Actually, it'll handle hot water, and it won't ruin any of the internal parts. So it's a 12-volt pump, which is perfect for what I use in my system here, and it does a great job of recirculating water. So that's what I use to recirculate the water that goes through the tote koozie and through the filter to filter the water in the tote koozie. Now this wire hanging here with the cigarette lighter adapter, that would plug into my old Harbor Freight controller here, and that would run the air pump. This is the air pump. Now, like a dummy, I totally forgot about my air pump, and I left it sitting out here all winter long and all through the year up until now. And of course, I went through a bunch of heavy rainstorms and that stuff, and this is not designed for outdoor waterproof usage. It's designed to blow up air mattresses and things like that. So somebody wanted to see how my my system worked and how the tote koozie worked. Well, I can't show you how the air bubbles work because my pump is out. So I do have a couple other air pumps around, and I will find one and get it modified and adapted into the system so that it works. Now, one thing I did do, you got to keep these things above water level, because if water gets into them, it ruins them. So it's up this high because water level is down this low. But it sat out in the rain. And of course, this year we got heavy rains. So go figure. So anyway, I'll put the link to where you can buy those little pumps. I still have 2 more left inside. And I also have a diaphragm pump I forgot about, because originally I was going to set up a solar panel here to heat the hot water for my tote koozie so that I could use it in the winter time. Oh, look at the sunset. Woohoo! So anyway, this was going to be my solar panel for hot water for the tote koozie. And that glass right there, standing up against there, it's a piece of tempered glass, and that actually fits over the top of this, and that was going to be, this was going to be set up so that I could heat the water in my tote koozie. Again, I found out I don't need to heat water out here in the desert, because in the summertime, just the ambient temperatures from the day heat the water up to a point where you can't get in there anyway. You got to wait for it to cool off. And if I added a hot water heater to it and cycled water through here while it was heating up, I could probably boil shrimp and lobster in that tote koozie, and I don't want that. So I found that same thing in the cabin. I don't need hot water through solar, because my tankless water heater does the job for me. I turn the faucet on, I get hot water, I shut the faucet off, it quits using propane. Now, propane is another thing. That's gone up in price just like gasoline has. Thank you, Brandon, yeah, butthead. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, the whole thing is that propane is one of my problems, one of the items I need to buy, and I don't have it delivered. I actually have to put the tanks in my van and drive them down to a place to have them filled. And I have 100-pound tanks for the cabin. I have 3 of those. I'll only use one of those, or not even a whole one, through the whole spring and the summer. But in the winter, I'll go through 3 of those. So I've got to do something about that. So what I'm going to be doing is building a biogas generator and making my own gas. So I can use that for barbecuing and that stuff. And then I'll only use propane to start with for heating the cabin in the wintertime. Other than that, for cooking, it'll all be biogas. So that's in the plans. That's part of the plan book. Anyway, the rest of it is moot. That's spelled M-O-O-T, not M-U-T-E. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I will get this thing set up so that I can show it in operation. And that big black thing up there is made of 1.5-inch PVC pipe. That's the ladder I use for getting in and out of my tote koozie. Now this board had warped through the winter, so I got these rocks in here holding it down on the 4 corners. Well, on 3 corners. I didn't get one on that corner. But anyway, that goes down inside the tote koozie, and these 2 little units right there fit inside of those 2 holes right there, and that keeps it from slipping, so I can get in and out of the tote koozie. Now I can also, once I get in there, if I want a little bit more room, because 2 people can get in this, I can just lift that out, and I hang it on this railing right here, and that gives us a lot more room in the tote koozie for fun and games. All right, everybody. That's all I have. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget your thumbs ups down there. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Now, I did say that when I reached 3 sevens, I was going to have a bonus giveaway. Well, I'm going to make that 4 sevens because right now, just before I started this video, I checked it and I only need 20 more subscribers to make it 4 sevens. 77, 77 on my subscriber list. So let's get it to that, and then we'll do the bonus giveaway contest, because it will be a contest. There will be things that you guys as viewers have to do to become eligible for winning. So I've got a really great plan about that, and we'll get to it pretty soon here. Only 20 more to go. Call your friends, tell them to get on and subscribe. This is G Bear signing off.